just the wave repository, which is, if we go to can be found OT wave. That's on the standard Mercurial repository. You will find the OT wave. As you can see, I have contributed to it quite recently because I put the project under the Maven standard. Not much job to do, just creating one POM and one assembly file to create a zip. That's all. And also I fixed a CR, which has been requested not long ago, just two. Okay. So I will come into detail, and I've delivered that. That's all. Okay. And the CR was touching some wave files and also some Excel files. We will talk about that. That repository is mostly, as I said, mainly contains on mainly waves, each being referenced by the locale being the country and the language. There are some generic waves which does not need to be translated because it corresponds to sounds, beep, and so on. And there's also one specific locale which is a bit problematic cultural problem. Arabic as a male or female, because some of the Arabic countries don't want to hear a female voice. So they create a kind of specific locale for that, kind of anti-woman locale. Okay, if I come back now to the project. So the project, as I said, has been Mavenized, so it can be built. It takes, since it is quite big, it takes a few minutes to build, something like 3 or 4 minutes to build. And the way we see exactly the same thing, we will find, if I take we'll find, of course, exactly the same file corresponding to the telephony user interface key. That's the key being used to create depending on the locale. So they all have, of course, the same name. We'll find exactly the same. That's the generic English name for HTUE. So you will find exactly the same file. Access not granted, activate alternative, and so on. So that's the project. If we start building it, no problem. Okay, that will only make a big zip of all the waves. Inside the project, there's also something very important, very, very important. That's the file, which describe all the modifications to be made by the wave. The wave files are recorded in a professional studio. As far as I know, they hire some actress to play the voice messages. It costs quite a lot, something like 600 euros per wave.
Oh.
Quite expensive, yes.
Yes.
And so each time there's a modification in it, it's better to think twice if you can group these requests to make the price going low. In fact, if there's no urgent request for a change on it, we don't do it. We just try to delay. That's what the people who transfer it to me said. So it's not because you have a bug on it that you fix it immediately. You wait, let's say, once a year to send all the waves. Of course, you don't decide when to send it. There's a few people that are in charge of that. to synchronize the wave re-recording or not. Okay, hold on. The people are, if I take back my presentation. That's it. The wave. For all the wave, we call the studios of the Iron Actress. So there's around 30 telephony user interface, which is a bit less than what is available in G of graphical user interface. Okay, it's exactly the same amount of local. As I said, in Arabic, there's an introduction of a gensificase. Waves are then put on the server in hold on, I have someone on. Just 1 second, please. That's okay, I'm back. If we have a look on the server, the waves are put in they are put in OPT catalyst audio waves. That's where they are. So we will find more or less exactly the same structure as the Mercurial project. So it's just the zip being dzip. You can see that I have tested my modification. Oh, stop. I have tested my modification recently by making a Maven build, which is finished. So I set 3 minutes. So I've tested my modification and zip it on the folder. So I retrieve all the waves that are just there. Okay. Located. So all these waves are mostly used, as far as I'm aware, they are just used by voice application. The mask, in fact, the voice application, in fact, is preparing voice XML message for the media server. And depending of the local of the user, so we pick up the URL of the good wave file, and we put that XML file to send to the media server. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's quite easy. So why are the audio waves not inside the voice application project? I can't say. There's a strong link between the two. Perhaps here it was to reuse the audio waves outside of the voice application for other purpose, but there's no other project using it as far as I know. Okay. So I show you the project structure. One wave folder containing all the wave per local. There's also one folder containing utility script. The waves, as I said, are recorded in a professional studio. Sometimes there's some request to modify it if it's not good. For example, previous team in charge has to do some appending some silence before the message, the wave. So they add some silence at the beginning because it was the playing of it was too close to each other. Do you
Hmm.
understand me?
Yeah, yeah.
So they have a tools. I don't know if you know it. SOX. It's called SOX. It exists on Windows and on Linux. So it helps processing and playing with WAV files on all audio files. So I think there's some batch utilities in the project that can be used to add, yes, some silence. I don't know. Yeah, I suppose this is adding padding 0.15 seconds of silence into the wave. So, okay.
Hmm.
What else? There are some local specific batch, but I've never played with that. Delete existing waves and the set padding value for the zero. All the things starting with zero, so they put a bit of silence. I suppose after or before. I don't know. So there's a few scripts. I've never used that. Just to let you know that instead of paying someone else to re-record the wave just for adding a bit of silence, sometimes product line product line manager could ask to if you can make some modification without paying a fortune to adjust uh, the good.
Okay.
The, okay.
Hmm.
To track all these change, there's some there's one file per local. For example, I've changed recently. Where is it open inside my Eclipse? I've changed recently. I can't remember if it's US or English. So that's all the key you will find. That's the generic text, which is English, in fact. So in English, you should see the same, in fact. If you go to, I don't know, to Russia. Uh, so that's the key. That's the generic English translation, and that's the local translation, Russian base.
Hmm.
Okay. I switch back to English if you don't mind. Much more easier for me to
Okay,
read.
okay.
So, um, where do I put the notification? Yeah, English. Theory, password. So, where's the notification? Where is it? We made had some text of modification of extended absence. Um, mm, where's the greeting? Absence. Okay, next. Yeah, that's that one. So we change what extended absence. Is that in English or in US? Can't remember. Extended absence. Yeah, that's it. Um, we found a solution to fix that problem. The problem was that in the in the wave, the word just the modification was because the word extended absence uh, as an extended greeting in place. I think that is as an extended. Yeah, the bug was because there was not the word greeting, something like that, as an extended absence greeting. Yes, extended. Yes. So the word absence was missing. So so we found a solution by taking a wave from OxyMevo 46 45, which has the correct syntax. So we in that case we didn't need to re-record, and we noticed at that time on US the text inside the wave was said in effect and not in place. Don't ask me why. So I just did some modification. So in case you need to make change on the wave, these files are the one you have to provide to the person in charge of re-recording. You have to track all the modification in these files. Okay?
Okay.
And the people, the woman in charge of this is called, where is she? Yeah, you to track all change to be fixed new recording on wave. This is the file she will send, share with the people in charge of synchronizing. So I had her, she has the whole knowledge. She was the one who was able to find exactly the good wave in OxyMevo to solve my problem. She's based in Ilkirch, so she has a knowledge and history. I forgot to add that the PLM is so just in case any question concerning messaging. The product line manager is Jürgen Stotz. Let me check with my. Let me check. Stotz. Something like that. Yeah, Stotz Jürgen. Okay. So each time there's a question, any doubt concerning any messaging subject, so he's the one who can make a decision, tell you what should be done or not. Okay? Inside the project also, there's also some. Oh, sorry. There's also some old script. What is it? Don't ask me what is the archive waves folder. I don't know. System script. Wait. We're talking about the batch. Yeah. So this one, I replaced that with delivery script by my Maven integration. Okay. And this file, I've never used that, so pending recording, so this is no more valid. I think it's very old. Okay. That's been made by the American team. That's Robert Alden. So it was before coming back to Ilkirch. So and that's more or less for the audio wave. The audio wave are then there are some script inside the voice application. As I said, audio wave is very linked to the to voice application. I have I think some source. Where is that? something concerning the wave, and there's some. Since there's no code in the wave file, I think they made the decision to put some testing things inside. Ah, yeah, I remember. Shift TUE dot Java, I think. TUE. Ah, that's it. I think it's TUE that lists all the key we are using for the waves. Okay. Used by VoiceApp, and I think there's some the wave TUE. Yeah, that's some tools to all the to process the wave. Validate TUE keys on waves. So something in charge of finding the wave for a corresponding locale. Okay. To verify every wave will match a TUE key. So there's some tools that are no more used as far as I know, but that were used to validate that for each key, TUE key, we have a corresponding wave file in each locale. Okay.
Okay.
So why is it in VoiceApp project? Does not sound like being a good idea today, but since they are closely linked together. So, for example, they load all the supported languages. I don't know how they do that. Well, they just list to see the language supported. Just load uh, the the wave directory. So there's some utilities that can be called to support. I made one modification in VoiceApp recently because in language, when you spell the phone number, it is made digit by digit in most language. I think it's the same in Russian.
Mm-hmm.
In French, it's not the case. We try to group 2 by 2, 2 digits per 2 digits. Instead of saying 1, 0, we tend to say 10. If we have a number, for example, 41023, we tend to say 41023.
Mm-hmm.
Where some language will say 41023. So we tend to group by 2 digits when it's above 5. There's another language, Danish, which we will do the same. And so the fix was to say that for French, if the length is higher than 5 digits, just play 2 by 2 if possible. But of course, other people are speaking French, like the Canadian people. Some are speaking English, some are speaking French, and the Canadian French are not using that. So they're using it in digit per digit. So we had modification. I had to make a modification in VoiceApp saying, pick up the wave digit per digit if it is French Canadian. Okay.
Okay.
So you will see in the wave. In the wave, you will see that there's, for example, in every language, in fact, there's all the numbers, which is, but also 44. All the 2 digits, in fact, will be found in the wave. 46, and so on. That makes quite a lot of weight. Okay, and that's it more or less. What can I say on the wave file? It shouldn't move much, so there's not much support on it. As I say, only one fix been requested recently. If I go to see the CR, hold on. Extended absence greeting. Extended absence greeting problem. Go, yeah, that's the CR references. So the extended absence answer only does not have the correct sentence in it. The word absence missing. So the customer complained about this. So the analysis is to take the Oxy 4645 wave and replace. So that will have saved a bit of money. Okay. And for the wave, that's less. That's all I have to say. Not much things to say. There's no branch. I think all is in the latest, the default branch. No need to create a branch for that. Just put the tag for delivery. That's all. That's the fix, for example, if you see that, the film by my Ilkirch colleague, Raymond Roth, who he has played with the padding script, the padding batch file, adding silence at the beginning of wave file. Okay. So you won't see much modification in the project. Okay, 16 months. That's less than 2 years ago, adding the new language, Arabic female and male, which create an exception in the local management. So this is managing voice application to see if. The last been some new key, new TUI key added. I think it's the password management 2 years ago. So this key has been added. So that means new recording of this sentence in all languages. So not much code, but quite a lot of work outside to get the wave.
Okay.
So that's all for me. In voice application, I will talk a bit more about wave, just saying that we were text-to-speech before, and in fact, the cost of the license, I think it's Nuance solution that was taken, cost us a fortune, in fact, more than having the wave. So that's why we had a replacement of all the text-to-speech into wave. I can't compare the cost of the two solutions. I've been told that it's better now. But, I'm not very convinced. That's all I have to say on the subject.
Sorry?
That's all I have to say on that subject
Okay.
of audio wave. That was a short session.
Okay. So I have no questions. It's pretty clear.
Okay. Okay. So tomorrow.